Hey everyone, and welcome back to Peasy Learn English Podcast, the podcast where discuss the important topics we all relate in. My name is William, and today, we're diving deep into topic I'm sure we all interested in as all topic we discuss. This topic is anxiety. How we can overcome anxiety in our life to be more productive and live healthy life without overthinking. So today I decided to invite my friend Mia. She is life coaching to learn us how can we overcome anxiety. She will give us practical strategies for managing and overcoming anxiety. And don't forget, as we usual at the end of the episode, we recap the important vocabulary we have learned at this episode. So stay tuned until the end. Okay, I think we can now begin our episode, shall we? Welcome to the show, Mia.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
So, let's get right to it, Mia. Anxiety. It's that uninvited guest at the party of life, right? We all experience it to some degree, but when it becomes overwhelming, it can really hold us back. What's your take on what anxiety actually is?
I like to think of anxiety as our internal alarm system. It's designed to alert us to potential danger. The problem is, sometimes that alarm goes off when there's no real threat, like when we're giving a presentation or just thinking about the future. It's like the alarm system is a bit too sensitive.
Exactly, and that too sensitive alarm can manifest in so many ways: racing heart, sweaty palms, overthinking, sleeplessness. It's a whole symphony of unpleasantness.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so important to develop coping mechanisms. It's not about eliminating anxiety altogether. That's often unrealistic, but about learning to manage it so it doesn't control our lives.
So, where do we even begin? It can feel like such a huge, insurmountable problem.
A great starting point is self-awareness. Start paying attention to your anxiety. What triggers it? Is it certain situations, people, or even thoughts? Keeping a journal can be really helpful for this.
A journal? That sounds doable. I guess writing things down can help you see patterns?
Exactly. And once you identify your triggers, you can start to develop strategies for dealing with them. For example, if you know public speaking makes you anxious, you can practice beforehand, visualize success, or even try some relaxation techniques.
Speaking of relaxation techniques, I've heard a lot about deep breathing. Does that actually work? It seems so simple.
It absolutely does. When we're anxious, our bodies go into fight or flight mode. Deep breathing helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms things down. It's like hitting the reset button on your nervous system.
So, how do you do it properly?
The key is to breathe deeply into your belly, not just your chest. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. Focus on the feeling of the breath moving in and out of your body. Even a few minutes of deep breathing can make a difference.
I'll definitely give that a try. What about mindfulness? I hear that's helpful for anxiety too.
Mindfulness is all about being present in the moment, without judgment. It's about paying attention to your thoughts and feelings without getting carried away by them. It can be as simple as focusing on the sensations of your breath, or noticing the sounds around you.
So, it's like training your brain to stop overthinking and just be present?
Exactly. And the more you practice mindfulness, the better you become at it. There are tons of resources available, apps, guided meditations, even mindfulness classes.
That sounds really interesting. I'm always getting caught up in my thoughts, so that could be helpful. What else can people do to manage anxiety?
Exercise is a fantastic tool. It releases endorphins, which have mood-boosting effects. Even a short walk can make a difference. And don't underestimate the power of social connection. Talking to a trusted friend or family member can be incredibly helpful.
Yeah, sometimes just getting things off your chest can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. And if you're struggling with anxiety that's impacting your daily life, don't hesitate to seek professional help. A therapist can teach you cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, techniques, which are very effective for managing anxiety.
CBT? What's that all about?
CBT helps you identify and challenge negative thought patterns that contribute to anxiety. It's about learning to reframe your thoughts in a more positive and realistic way.
That sounds really powerful. So, it's about changing the way we think about things?
Exactly. And sometimes medication can be helpful too, especially for people with more severe anxiety disorders. It's important to talk to a doctor or psychiatrist to see what's right for you.
That's good to know. It's important to remember that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to managing anxiety. What works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly. It's about finding what works best for you and being patient with yourself. It takes time and effort to learn how to manage anxiety, but it's definitely possible.
That's so encouraging to hear. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
Be kind to yourself. Anxiety is a common experience, and you're not alone in this. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and remember that you're stronger than you think.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us, Mia. It's been incredibly helpful.
My pleasure.
And to our listeners, let's recap the important vocabulary. 1. Overwhelming. Very intense and hard to deal with. 2. Manifest. Easily noticed or perceived. 3. Insurmountable. Very difficult to deal with. 4. Doable. Able to be achieved or performed. 5. Endorphins. Endorphins are the body's natural pain relievers and mood boosters. They are naturally produced during pleasurable activities like exercise or eat chocolate. Now we are reached to the end of the episode for today. Thank you for tuning until the end. We hope this episode has given you some practical tools for managing your anxiety. Remember, you've got this. And don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for our next episode.